my name is Emma, and this is going to be a really exciting video. Oh yeah. This is going to be part announcement section, part recently read mini reviews, part currently reading. I'm probably just going to title it Recent Reads though, so I don't overcomplicate the title, which is something I do quite often. Anyway, hi, my name is Emma, and this is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, first section, announcements. I have 2 announcements and a shout out. First announcement is the BookTube sisters are coming together once again in an exciting one-night event only for this year because 2016, thank God, is almost over. Hi, yeah, so myself and my BookTube sisters, Chantal from Book Hands, Janessa from Thoughts from Nowhere, and Abby from Abby Reads, we're doing another book club thing over the summer, if you didn't know, which you should have, because it was pretty much the greatest thing that happened all summer. We did a book club where we read the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants books, and it was so much fun. It was probably the most fun thing I've done on BookTube in the entirety of my time on BookTube. We read all 4 books. We had live shows. I became really great friends with these girls. It just was great. So we're doing another one. It's just going to be one, and we're going to be reading The Princess Diaries, the first Princess Diaries book, which is very exciting because I loved The Princess Diaries when I was in high school. I know it's kind of late to read The Princess Diaries, but I don't care. And I just loved it, and I'm excited to reread it as an adult. And so yeah, on December 22nd on Abby's channel, we're going to talk about it. We're going to do a live show. And if you want to join us. It's going to be fun. Who doesn't like The Princess Diaries? They're just the greatest. Yeah, and we might read the other ones down the line maybe, but we're going to start, with the beginning. So yeah, I keep saying so yeah and, but I'm excited. You guys should join us. Okay, cool. I'll link things down below that are important. Okay, next announcement is that I'm not going to be doing Vlogmas, but I am going to be posting a lot of videos in December. I haven't been posting very often because of school, but I filmed a bunch of videos today that I'm really excited about, and I'm going to be posting them throughout the month of December. I might do the 12 days of Vlogmas, which is when you film a video or put a video up every day for the last 12 days of December or up until Christmas, but I don't know, it just depends. But I'm going to be posting a lot more, so get excited. And then finally, I have a shout out. A good friend of mine, Jada, started a BookTube channel called Mugs and Pugs, and you guys should go watch her first video and subscribe to her. She did the Little Lonely Cat, which you guys can do too. Why did I say that like that? Anyway, so just show her some love. Big BookTube welcome. I'm going to link it down below. She's a really great, funny, amazing person, so go give it a watch. Okay, now it's time for the recent reads. I'm not going to talk about everything I've read recently, because I haven't read that much recently, and a lot of the stuff I've read recently just was for school, and it doesn't really excite me. So I'm going to talk about 3 books, I believe. Maybe 4. 3, 4. Yeah, so yay. And a lot of these books I don't have with me, because they're at school. So just visualize the covers. They're all kind of popular books, so you'll be fine. Okay, the first book I want to talk about is Furthermore by Tara Mafi. I read this book in October, and I freaking loved it so much. Furthermore is a middle grade novel about a girl named Alice. Alice lives in a magical world universe, but magic is really normal. Magic is in the seeds, it's in the air, it's in the ground, it's in the flowers, it's in everything. And magic in this magical universe comes from color, comes from bright color. And Alice was born without any color, and she feels very insecure about this. On top of the fact that she's 12 years old, which is like being 12 and is terrible in general, and her father disappeared like 3 years before the book started. So a lot of things are going on in Alice's life, and Alice really just wants to prove herself. She wants to show how magical she is. She wants to show her talents, and of course everything goes awry, and she ends up with this boy. They end up in Furthermore. Furthermore is this kind of unfiltered magical world where things are wild and the rules are crazy, and Alice is just trying to save her father. It is a beautiful book. The writing is gorgeous and funny and lyrical and captures that storybook feeling. I loved it. It has such humor and wit that I think adults can really understand and, kids can understand as well, and it's just, it was a perfect book, and I really loved it so much. I love Tahara Mafi for many reasons. I love her style, and I love her writing, and I loved Furthermore, and it was this beautiful mix of style and great writing and great story. And if you haven't read it, go read it. If you like middle grade, read it. If you don't like middle grade, I don't really like middle grade, I loved it. So yeah, Furthermore. Yes. Book 2 is A Wrinkle in Time. Oh, I wanted to mention this because I really didn't like A Wrinkle in Time. A Wrinkle in Time is a beloved children's classic from the 1960s. It's this mixture of sci-fi and fantasy and science, and Christian themes as well. I read it for my adolescent literature class, and I just wasn't very impressed. If you don't know what Wrinkle in Time is about, it's about a girl and her brother and their friend, and they have to, or they're on a mission to go save the girl and her brother's father in space, basically, and in this fantasy world. And I'm probably oversimplifying it, but it is just not for me. I didn't really like it. I bet in the 1960s, as a child, I would have thought it was really cool and this cross-genre thing. And I know from the research I had to do in that class, Madeline L'Engle could not get this book published because it was such a weird sort of, hybrid book. And it's neat. It's a neat idea, but I just didn't think it was really, I don't know. I don't think it was just put together very well. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. It felt very discombobulated. So I didn't really like it. And I know that's kind of a controversial opinion. Not really controversial, but like a different opinion. But yeah, not a huge fan of it. Okay, next book I want to talk about is Little Shop of Happily Ever After, or Happy Ever After by Jenny Colgan. This is a women's fiction novel. True facts. I like women's fiction. I like literary fiction, and I like sci-fi, and I like mystery novels, and I like YA, and I like middle grade sometimes, and I like women's fiction. I feel like I have to say that because a lot of people don't really understand why I like women's fiction, but I do. I also like romance. But yeah, I really like this book. This is about a girl who, a woman who loses her job as a librarian, so on a whim she decides to buy a bus and make it a a bookstore bus, and travel around Scotland selling books to people. It captures, I think, and not for everyone, but for me, what it means to be a book lover. And for me, being a book lover is wanting other people to find books that change their lives. It's wanting to share my love of books, obviously. Being on BookTube, it's a very sweet book. She falls in love, whatever. That was kind of not that important to me, although it was kind of a big part of the story. I really just liked her journey, and I liked seeing her learn what she loved and learn what she's passionate about and go for it. And I think that's the great thing about women's fiction. You get to see women going for what they love and going for their passions and finding their passions. And on the way, they normally fall in love with kind of a generic man. But I enjoy that part of it, and that's what I really loved about this book. And I thought it was very sweet and wholesome and lovely. So yeah. Finally, I want to quickly talk about Through the Woods, which is a graphic novel, and I don't know where it is. I actually have it somewhere in this room. Through the Woods, Emily Carroll. It's a creepy collection of stories told in graphic novel form. I didn't like it. I thought it was beautiful. I thought the art was gorgeous. I'm sure you've seen this book. Everyone was reading it a couple years ago, but I was really unimpressed. I don't really like scary stories, but I was like kind of in the mood for some reason, even though it's a Christmas holiday season, which isn't really the time for scary stories, but Christmas Carol. So anyway, I just wasn't a huge fan. I thought I would give you 2 reviews of books that I didn't like and 2 reviews of books that I did like. Other kind of highlights that I read that I didn't really feel like reviewing because everyone has talked about this book, but Wonder by R.J. Palacio. Loved Wonder. And yeah, I also read Modern Lovers by Aziz Ansari, which I don't have a lot to say about, but I really enjoyed. I thought it was very informative and interesting and not what I was expecting. And I love Aziz Ansari, so it was all good. But yeah, and then finally, I want to show you what I'm currently reading. It's very British. The theme is British. I'm reading John Cleese's memoir, Say Anything, which I'm really enjoying. It's really interesting. Not even a huge Monty Python fan, but I was just sort of interested, so picked it up. And then I'm rereading Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for Harry Xmas to You. If you don't know what that is, I'll link Maureen's lovely announcement video that she does in the description. Anyway, it's where you read Harry Potter in the month of December. Pretty self-explanatory. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.